you probably don't get to see many naked chicks in there. So here's a picture for you. Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer, the video game show that is not hosted by a clickbaiting e-beggar. That's right. Alright friends, so I want to tell you a little story. I bought this Gamepro magazine. I was out visiting my son and we were in San Jose, and this is, by the way, the December 1997 issue. That's why it's all nice and glossy. A Game Shark, baby. Look at that. Hey Anita, check this out. You love it? And NFL quarterback. There you go. Man, this magazine brings back so many memories. Look at Crash. Look at Crash. Hey, they're exploiting men too, Anita. You talk about that. Anyway, guys, so I bought this Gamepro magazine, and inside was this letter. And yes, I'm doing a pickup video, and I'll go over what's in the magazine. But this was so good that I had to share it with you guys. And it was a little long, so I decided to cut it up into two videos. So, why is this letter here? Well, wouldn't you like to know? I would like to know, right? And how does it connect to video games? Well, first, let's read the whole thing. And I am going to read it in the English and the grammar that was written in it, okay? Whenever you see me not making sense or whatever, this is the way this is written, okay? So I'm going to read it to you in the same manner. Okay. What's up, Jota? I hope you're not getting raped in there. Do you have a boyfriend? So how's everything going in there? You probably don't get to see too many naked chicks in there. So here's a picture for you. Your mom and dad and the girls came by a couple of months ago. Oh, did your mom tell you about Nana's new house? It's pretty dope. She even has a swimming pool with a diving board. Can't swim in it though, because cheap-ass Walter won't turn on the water. I'm a little stoned and drunk right now, so I'm not sure if at all this letter will make any sense. Becky and I put the Chitlins in daycare, but Victoria got kicked out the second day and Gabe got kicked out 2 days later. Pardon my French here. The bitch at the daycare center said they have a discipline problems. She said Victoria didn't want to pick up the toys, so the lady told her, you can either pick it up, the toys, or sit on timeout. And Victoria said, I'll sit on timeout, then you pick up the toys. Gabe got kicked out because he kept beating the shit out of some little white kid. They're going to start the daycare next week. Pam, those kids are brats. Damn, those kids are brats. This morning I woke up because someone was banging on the door. When I answered it, it was a cop. Gabe called 911 by mistake. He's already 1.5 and he still won't say a word except Dada. Write back and tell me how many days you get for Thanksgiving. Do you just get Thanksgiving or the whole weekend? If I go, I'll bring a bunch of video games. That's the letter. So all we can do is surmise that this, I can't even say young person because he's got a couple of kids already, right? You would think that he'd be a pretty young guy, but you know, who am I to judge? You know, by the time I was 23, I had 3 kids, so you know, who knows? But it's a very interesting letter, to say the least. And the only way I think it made its way into this video game magazine is because he said he was going to bring some video games whenever he visited his friend, wherever it was that he was stuck in there. And he was going to buy video games. Maybe he was shopping for his friend. You know, maybe he decided to get the Masters or Nightmare Creatures or Star Fox or many of the other selections in here. I don't know, but man, what a walk through time. And you know what? Every time I look back in the past, I think about what tough times sometimes I was going through when I was reading these magazines, and realized maybe some people had it a little bit rougher than I did. But you know, these magazines mean a whole deal to me, a whole great lot. You know, they have sentimental value for me because when they were out, that was my one guilty pleasure. You know, sometimes I couldn't afford the video games, but I would love to read about them, even though I couldn't buy them, right? I'd love to read about what was going on, what was coming out, the reviews on the new, you know, game systems, even though I couldn't get them, but I always, you know, wanted to know about them, right? And keep up to date with the news and video games. And I used to read them to my kids instead of reading, you know, instead of reading storybooks to my kids, I would read them Gamepro and gaming magazines, right? And that was my guilty pleasure as far as getting my magazines, but then I would kill 2 birds with 1 stone by reading about video games. My girls were maybe not the happiest about that. They didn't really like it, but I did spend some quality time with my son reading those magazines. But anyway, I thought you guys would get a kick out of reading this letter, or listening to me read this letter, because it's so out there, man. And don't forget, here's a picture of a naked chick, so you guys enjoy it. Like I always tell you, don't ever be afraid to be happy. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.